Hello? Yeah, hello, Dave. Hello? Uh, I was about, yeah, but fortunately just noticed your call. Yeah, hello, Dave. We asked for the link. Yeah, but fortunately just noticed your call. Right. Yeah. Vinny is there. He's fine. There was, yeah, no. Uh, he's playing games. No. Yeah. Vinny is there. He's fine. I was just wondering, just to be the winter, that there's absolutely no sun. This is the first day I can see a clear sky. Today, today is already 10th of July. Just to be the winter, that and I wanted to ask if you have managed to do anything about the experiment or about the observation. Today is already 10th of July. And I wanted to ask if you have managed to do anything about the experiment. Hello, can you hear me? Yeah, I was asking if you have done anything or are you planning anything on? Hello, can you hear me? No, I didn't. I didn't. Is it on YouTube or where? Done anything or are you planning anything on? Okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. No, I didn't. Okay. On YouTube or I'm talking on my phone, so I don't see the picture. So I don't know if you're streaming. I didn't know. Okay. I'm talking on my phone. Okay. I don't see the picture. So I don't know if you're streaming. I didn't know. I'm talking on my phone. Right. Yeah. I be, you think about 17th, right? 16th, 17th. Yeah. All right, all right. Then perhaps we I will be able to do it together with you. I mean, there's still 24 hours sun. I'm not sure if it's gonna be another week here, but we'll see. And there's still 24 hours sun. I'm not sure if it's gonna be. Yeah, and as a bit of a clue for you, I was thinking that we were struggling to. Yeah, and as a bit of a clue for you, I was thinking that we were struggling to. Yeah, and as a bit of a clue for you, I was thinking. I was thinking, for the later analysis of the video of the data that you will get. I was thinking, for the is
It's
How about
music
now? Do
on
you
a
hear me now?
YouTube stream. All right, I can hear you well.
Oh yeah, you could hear me, but apparently on YouTube. Let me try.
Nobody else.
How
It's
about
you are
now? Do
on
you hear
a
me? Yeah, yeah.
YouTube
Okay, the
stream. All
YouTube's
right,
working now.
I can hear you well.
Oh yeah, you could hear me, but apparently. All right. I forgot about the. I didn't even plan on this part of the stream, so it was muted. The audio was muted, so no one could hear us talking this whole time until right now. So if you have anything, this is Sergey from Murmansk, Russia, talking to Dave 108 in Maui, Hawaii.
Yeah, we've been talking about the what the setup of the
Yeah,
sundials,
it was
and
pretty boring.
in about a week time
So are
David
you? So
will get the opportunity to do the observation with two sundials, and I will possibly join him.
are you? Let's see. You you think you might have sun 24 out by July 18th, or you think just 24-hour sun will be gone by then?
There was an echo. I just switched off the sound of your stream. Can you say it again, please?
Do you think that you'll still have 24-hour sun on July 18th?
I don't remember the exact date when the sun is already not above the horizon. But anyway, it will be like, it disappears for minutes and then appears again,
Okay.
reappears again. So it's not like darkness at all.
We already know the sun, the gnome, your shadow, because it's very low on the horizon, the sun, and the shadow. It makes the shadow like
Yeah.
3 feet long or something.
Um, Yeah, for this scenario of the very long shadow, I have, made my sundials with a regulated angle of the base. I can adjust the angle of the base, not horizontal. I can make it 30 degrees, for example, and then the shadow will be very much visible within the base for the very low sun.
Yes,
You know what I
this is
mean?
true.
Yeah.
Wow, it's just
So,
about lunchtime.
but other way, yes, the shadows are very long, and it's difficult to get the sundials. And whatever the size it is, I mean, like if it is even centimeter, your base must be something like a meter in
Yeah.
diameter.
So I have the UTC time up there on the screen. That's exactly 12 hours different than Maui time right now. So that's
Yeah,
perfect.
I have 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it's only UTC. It's only 11 o'clock. Oh no, it's different.
Hmm.
Wait,
3 hours
it's a
difference
difference in
between
me
UTC and my time.
because my time is 1 o'clock and theirs is only 11. So it's 2 hours different. So I was wrong when I said it was the same. It's actually two
No, no,
hours
no.
different.
The UTC time is 23.
Yeah, 23:06. It's on the screen. It's cut off though. I
Yeah.
can't figure out why it's cut off the UTC part. Try it now.
So, and you have probably 13, so 10 hours in between you and UTC.
Right, that is correct.
And it is uh, 13 hours in between us. By the way, is it still 10th of
It's
July,
only July
or
9th for
it
me.
is
It's July 9th for me.
what?
I
It
haven't
is
switched
July
days. You're a
9th
day ahead
for
of me.
you. I'm day ahead of
Yeah,
you.
because your time, you've had 2 hours of the new day, but I haven't even gotten through the old day yet.
but you are to east of me, and you are at the same time you are to west of me. Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of like New Zealand is also. New Zealand's really weird because there's only 3 hours difference in time, but it's the next day.
Yeah, I remember one Finnish comedian was flying from Los Angeles to New Zealand, and he said he flied out of Los LA on 10th of April and landed in New Zealand on 12th of April. That is funny. That was funny. I mean,
It
he
is
didn't
funny.
leave
Yeah.
the whole 11th of April. And that is this big time difference is also corrupted, or I mean, it's not correct from the point of view of even spread of time
Daylight
zones.
savings time fucks
If you
everything up
remember,
too.
yeah, it's not correct because, for example, two islands that are 200 kilometers in between them to north of you. That is the northern border of USA and Russia to north of you.
Yeah.
They have also a lot of hours difference, but there is only 200 kilometers in between them.
Isn't that weird? There's a
Yeah,
sailor guy that claims that all those different time that's how they hide the flat Earth, but I don't know if it's
yeah,
true.
and possibly
That's what he
more than
thinks.
that. They probably had some land as well in Pacific. Because if you look at the time zone line from north to south, it's just kind of a zigzag line
It's very
for
zigzagged.
some reason. Yeah,
It's crazy. Yeah. So on the when I broadcast, um, where it says the hangout that we're talking in, I'm just gonna have that just be a camera. Hopefully, the camera in Lahaina. That's the plan, but that camera wasn't working very good today, so I got to find out um, about maybe getting a better phone. Also, I don't have it figured out how I'm going to show the time on the screen in Lahaina yet. Last time I had a separate phone that just showed the time, and I put that in the shot. I might do that again. But there's a lot to figure out. I want to try to do it a little better than last year. I don't know if I'll be successful or not.
will definitely succeed, I believe. Sorry, Dave, I'm afraid I have to go to bed now.
Yeah, yeah, that's
So,
fine. I'm gonna shut the stream off and go. I got other stuff to do. I was
yeah, thanks
supposed.
very much for letting me see the test one, the test setting setup of you, and I'll talk to you later. Just let me know before you gonna stream next time or before the real time of the activation.
Yeah, okay. Aloha.
Okay,
I'm just reading the
aloha,
chat. We got a guy named Lord.
aloha. How are you?
Yep.
Okay, I
Aloha.
say hello to all the viewers of Dave
Yep.
108. Subscribe and thumb up.
I
Bye
don't know if
bye,
there are
Dave.
any viewers.
Okay, but there'll be.
There's a couple.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, the couple there is there. Okay, good.
Lev.
Hello to a couple of viewers.
Yeah.
Bye bye, Dave.
Bye bye. Okay, so the audio was finally working. I think If there was ever audio before, it must have been coming out of the cell phone because I had the OBS audio turned off, but only for the microphone on the computer. So anything coming through the cell phone on the Meet would have worked. All problems being worked out. I wonder what this. Oh, apparently I have mods, and Lev is a mod. Vinny's a mod. Oh wait, Vinny hasn't been in. Vinny was in here before, wasn't he? Yeah, Vinny's a mod. I wonder what a number 2. They must have different levels of mods. Oh, I see. When Vinny's here, he's the main mod, and then left it made Lev the main mod. Figure out who Lord Racer is. It says add as a moderator. Go to channel. It doesn't have any content, but he has 45 subscribers. Joined December 17th, 2022. Someone must have changed their name. GeoShifter's back. Woohoo! It's weird how the perspective of the camera makes the gnomons look like they're all pointing at different angles. Friggin' perspective. Camera lenses, what are you gonna do? Okay, well, back to work. See you tomorrow. Wait, I have to turn this off with OBS. Wait, I'm gonna do some other stuff first. What have I got going here?
Wonderful Wizard of Oz. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Phil Chenevert. The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum, Chapter 1. The Cyclone. Dorothy lived in the midst of the great Kansas prairies with Uncle Henry, who was a farmer, and Aunt Em, who was the farmer's wife. Their house was small, for the lumber to build it had to be carried by wagon many miles. There were 4 walls, a floor, and a roof, which made one room, and this room contained a rusty-looking cook stove, a cupboard for the dishes, a table, 3 or 4 chairs, and the beds. Uncle Henry and Aunt Em had a big bed in one corner, and Dorothy a little bed in another corner. There was no garret at all, and no cellar, except a small hole dug in the ground called a cyclone cellar, where the family could go in case one of those great whirlwinds arose, mighty enough to crush any building in its path. It was reached by a trapdoor in the middle of the floor, from which a ladder led down into the small dark hole. When Dorothy stood in the doorway and looked around, she could see nothing but the great gray prairie on every side. Not a tree nor a house broke the broad sweep of flat country that reached to the edge of the sky in all directions. The sun had baked the plowed land into a gray mass, with little cracks running through it. Even the grass was not green, for the sun had burned the tops of the long blades until they were the same gray color to be seen everywhere. Once the house had been painted, but the sun blistered the paint and the rains washed it away, and now the house was as dull and gray as everything else. When Aunt Em came there to live, she was a young, pretty wife. The sun and wind had changed her, too. They had taken the sparkle from her eyes and left them a somber gray. They had taken the red from her cheeks and lips, were gray also. She was thin and gaunt and never smiled now. When Dorothy, who was an orphan, first came to her, Aunt Em had been so startled by the child's laughter that she would scream and press her hand upon her heart whenever Dorothy's merry voice reached her ears, and she still looked at the little girl with wonder that she could find anything to laugh at. Uncle Henry never laughed. He worked hard from morning till night, and did not know what joy was. He was gray also, from his long beard to his rough boots, and he looked stern and solemn and rarely spoke. It was Toto that made Dorothy laugh, and saved her from growing as gray as her other surroundings. Toto was not gray. He was a little black dog with long silky hair and small black eyes that twinkled merrily on either side of his funny wee nose. Toto played all day long, and Dorothy played with him and loved him dearly. Today, however, they were not playing. Uncle Henry sat upon the doorstep and looked anxiously at the sky, which was even grayer than usual. Dorothy stood in the door with Toto in her arms and looked at the sky, too. Aunt Em was washing the dishes. From the far north they heard a low wail of the wind, and Uncle Henry and Dorothy could see where the long grass bowed in waves before the coming storm. There now came a sharp whistling in the air from the south, and as they turned their eyes that way, they saw ripples in the grass coming from that direction also. Suddenly Uncle Henry stood up. "There's a cyclone coming in," he called to his wife. "I'll go look after the stock." Then he ran toward the sheds where the cows and horses were kept. Aunt Em dropped her work and came to the door. One glance told her of the danger close at hand. "Quick, Dorothy," she screamed. "Run for the cellar." Toto jumped out of Dorothy's arms, and the girls started to get him. Aunt Em, badly frightened, threw open the trap door in the floor and climbed down the ladder into the small dark hole. Dorothy caught Toto at last and started to follow her aunt. When she was halfway across the room, there came a great shriek from the wind, and the house shook so hard that she lost her footing and sat down suddenly upon the floor. Then a strange thing happened. The house whirled around 2 or 3 times and rose slowly through the air. Dorothy felt as if she were going up in a balloon. The north and south winds met where the house stood and made it the exact center of the cyclone. In the middle of a cyclone, the air is generally still, but the great pressure of the wind on every side of the house raised it up higher and higher